Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garrish. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. We got some things going on in the world of wrestling. We had Money in the Bank this weekend. We have my boom stand not cooperating. We have Collision, AEW, all that, Dynamite, whatnot. Start things off with Money in the Bank. Decent pay-per-view, not too bad. Crowd in London was insane. One of the best crowds I've seen in a long time. It kind of reminds me of the crowd in Puerto Rico. That crowd was probably much more insane, but this one was crazy too. If I seem distracted at times, because believe it or not, I've actually got Collision on right now on my phone, so kind of keeping an eye on that. Gotta kind of angle that just right. But watched most of it, waiting for the pay-per-view, the main event right now. So I'll have to, as soon as my phone decides to cooperate. There we go. Yeah. So like I said, a lot of stuff going on. Money in the Bank, pretty good. I mean, probably the best match of the night. I really enjoyed the Bloodline stuff as usual. I mean, not the greatest technical match in the world, but from a storytelling standpoint, very well done. I mean, the women's match, the tag team match was pretty horrid. We had the turn where Baszler turned on Ronda Rousey. Didn't see that one coming. I mean, it makes sense from a booking standpoint, but we had like nothing leading up to this telling us that this was going to happen. So kind of weird booking. I hope they do something with this because both these wrestlers, this team as a whole was kind of boring the hell out of everybody. I mean, I love Ronda Rousey, but these two are like charisma black holes, unfortunately. So I think they had to take it off of them, and by having this turn like this, it keeps them looking like monster heels, and they kind of save face. So I guess that's the plan behind it. I'll be interested to see what it is, but it was kind of weird the way things went down. But it was, up until that point, was not a great match. Let's see, Collision. It looks like we got CM Punk coming out. All right, I can deal with that. Collision ratings, unfortunately, down, which is not cool. I'm not happy about that. I might just actually pause this just so that I can actually hear what Punk has to say another time. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch Collision. My wife thought it was a good idea to go to a thrift store, to a flea market when the Money in the Bank pay-per-view is going on. So I missed that live, but I did get to see it on replay. And because I was watching that during the time that Collision was on, and it creates a domino effect, and everyone out there, it's a parent and a spouse knows that story and how things go. But so far from what I've seen from Collision, it's still a much better show than Rampage, even if the numbers aren't reflecting that right now, which is sad. But we kind of knew this would happen, being in a Saturday time slot. But yeah, let's see, Money in the Bank, man. Surprising to see Damian Priest get the contract. I'm really happy to see it, but shocked at the same time. Man, the fans were going crazy for LA Knight. I didn't realize he was this over. I love both these guys. I wanted either Knight or Priest to win this thing, and I was extremely happy to see Priest take that briefcase. Really happy to see that, but I would have been happy either way if Knight had won it or whatnot. But I'm happy to see what Priest did. Kind of prolonging the feud, or the hint at a feud between between Balor and Priest when Priest later showed up during Finn Balor's match against Seth Rollins. I was hoping that Balor would actually win it, and then Priest would take the belt off of him, but it didn't happen. Balor lost the match, so I'm guessing they're driving even more of a spike between Balor and Priest, because they hinted at a few weeks ago that there was some tension between the two. Looks like they're going to continue that, so I would have liked to see a shock though, and seen him take the belt off of either Rollins or Balor. I think that would have been fun as heck. That's one thing I would kind of wish they did. We had kind of an interruption by John Cena in the middle of this. We had a promo cut by John Cena. Did anybody else know that he was coming? I didn't. And they had Waller interrupt him. Looks like, I don't know, Cena kind of did the whole, we should have a WrestleMania in London type thing. I'm sure the fans in attendance loved it, but it kind of reminded me, I hate to say this, kind of reminded me of when Jeremy Borash used to come out every single TNA house show and use the same lines. Oh, we need to get a pay-per-view here. And I saw that multiple times with TNA at their house shows, and I know it's not the first time they've done it. They do it they used to do it every single house show. So I hate to say it, I have flashbacks to Jeremy Borash when Cena was doing that. I'm not making comparisons between Jeremy Borash or WrestleMania and WWE and TNA, but man, did that give me some flashbacks right there. I was a cheap pop, but I guess you do, it works, I don't know if they are planning on doing that. I don't know. Would be interesting. I mean, those fans went crazy. They went nuts. So to be able to see 2 days of WrestleMania with that kind of response, I think would be fun. I think it might be fun. I'll take another sip of the Dr. K. Shout out to Kroger's. Big K. Can't afford Dr. Pepper, so there we go. Yeah, it would be fun. It would be fun to see them go crazy. It looks like the English fans are really starving for some really good wrestling. So it'll be interesting to see when AEW does their show at Wembley. So it is at Wembley, right? It'll be interesting to see. Let's see. What else about the pay-per-view? Obviously, the whole Bloodline thing. Reigns got pinned for first time, 3.5 years, I think, which sparks a whole new feud. I think that eventually Solo Sikoa is going to turn babyface and join up with his brothers, and I think eventually the rumors are that they're going to turn Roman Reigns babyface, I should say. And I think that's probably going to have to at some point. Like I said, fantasy booking in my head, I would love to see The Rock at some point come out, or even Rikishi, and just so they've brought family members before in the past out, but man, I would love to see The Rock kind of confront Reigns. I say, here's fantasy booking right here. This all depends on The Rock's schedule, obviously, but have Cody take the belt off of Reigns at WrestleMania, and then SummerSlam, you have The Rock come out and face off against Roman Reigns. I say you take the belt off of Reigns, have him go in this downward spiral, and somehow have some rub off The Rock, and maybe at that point you can turn him babyface, because right now he's such a good heel. I know there are lots of rumors backstage that they want to end this Bloodline storyline. I think this thing still has legs, but it's gonna be sad to see it go, even though they have to end it at some point. But the creativity with Paul Heyman, these guys has just been brilliant, and it's been some of the best stuff from wrestling that I've seen in a long time. I mean, is it the greatest matches? No. Is it the greatest technical wrestlers? No. But you don't get a whole lot better as a tag team than the Usos. I think them and FTR are probably the two best in the world. And then Reigns is just, man, he's brought his game up so much, and I think that's because of the affiliation with Paul Heyman. He's been bringing it, and yeah, they've been highly entertaining. So we'll see tonight, possibly where this all goes this week. See what Roman Reigns' response is, if he turns on Solo Sikoa, or what the deal is. Or we might even get to a point where Heyman turns on him, or maybe Reigns turns on Heyman and kicks him out and says, "Hey, Wiseman, you've been letting me down." One of the most beautiful things about this whole storyline is how unpredictable and how many paths it can go down. There's so many different ways that this can go, and it's great. It's great. You don't see this anymore, and this is kind of old school booking, but with a modern twist, and who in this lifetime hasn't had strife within their families? So I think all of us can kind of relate to some kind of struggle within the family. Excuse me. So it's relatable. The performances have been outstanding from everyone involved. Owens, Sami Zayn, Reigns, Usos, Sikoa, Heyman, right on down the line. Just everybody's been outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So it's going to be sad to see this go. It's going to be sad to see this end. But obviously it will. Let's see. We saw Io Sky win the women's Money in the Bank competition. I like that. I really like that booking. I'm sorry. I like Io Sky. I think she's going to provide some highly entertaining matches. And now that she turned on Bayley, really. I mean, she handcuffed Bayley to Becky Lynch. So it makes Io look stronger without making Becky and Bayley look weaker. So that's pretty good booking right there. I like that. Plus, I just like Io Sky. I think she has tremendous possibility. And any feud she's been involved in, I think is going to be entertaining. Is she going to be great on the mic? No, I don't expect that. But I think when she's going to eventually square off against Bayley, and I think that'll be highly entertaining. And then she'll go after the belt, and that's going to be a great match right there. So, I mean, Io has always brought it, whether it be in NXT or whatnot, and I'm happy to see him put a lot less emphasis on Dakota Kai, So it does look like Damage Control is rapidly disintegrating before our eyes, which is cool because the team never took off really in the first place. Had a great entrance, and that was initially in WrestleMania, and that was about it. Really kind of floundered since then. Bayley's had a tough time kind of carrying these guys on their shoulders, especially mic wise, but things are gonna get a lot more interesting. We need some of that in the female women's division, I should say. So I think that's going to be pretty good. So yeah, a lot to look forward to coming up from WWE. I think that we got some good things as long as Vince McMahon keeps his hands off the product. I think we'll be in good shape as long as we keep Triple H in control. My worries, like I said, is not having Heyman involved directly in something is going to be scary. Hopefully he'll be involved with something else because this Bloodline feud is one of the greatest ever. One of the greatest storylines, one of the greatest ever. I mean, in some ways it kind of reminds me, as far as feel goes, kind of reminds me back when I was a kid watching Hogan and Giant kind of, Andre kind of square off, and the emotions that were involved there. Like I said, it was a long time ago, but it definitely kind of gives me, in some regards, as far as the feeling, back to that. But this is much more prolonged and sustained, and much more intricate. So in a lot of ways, so much better. I just mean strictly from an emotional standpoint. Keep in mind, I was a small kid when I saw that, so but it does kind of remind me of that. Yeah, so we got a lot of different ways we can go with this. Like I said, Dynamite, not too bad of a show. From what I've seen from Collision so far, looks to be kind of staying the course and keeping things going, which is cool. Looks like there's going to be a feud between the House of Black and Andrade, so we got some good things. And Miro, I don't know why, but I know a lot of podcasts have been beating him up pretty badly about the Miro thing. I think this is one of his most interesting characters and roles so far in wrestling. I really do like his passionate deliveries and his promos. It's kind of cool, but maybe I'm in the minority. I don't know, but I think he's doing some of his best work probably since he was going up against Cena, and they had those vignettes that were showing him working out in the gym and just being a badass, and then coming out in a tank, so I think this is some of the best stuff he's done in a long, long time, but my camera's off, and I'm sorry. My whole studio today is off. I am just. Everything's a little off. I mean, my boom mic's off, everything. Maybe it's the heat, because we have had a ridiculously insane heat wave going on in Western Tennessee. It's just been temperatures in the 100s, or with a feeling of being in the 100s. So it's been just crazy. My AC's been going non-stop. I've got 10,000 BTU and a 5,000 BTU, one in the kitchen, one in my son's room, Waylon's room, and they've just been going non-stop. My wife, I don't know how she did it. She found a dehumidifier for $15, and God bless it. The thing works amazing. Excuse me. The thing works great. It's like a $200 unit. It's like she found for $15, so that's awesome. Back to wrestling. Sorry. But yeah, the Collision has dropped significantly, unfortunately, in the ratings. But hey, so has Dynamite. And I still think Collision is a better product than Dynamite, even though Dynamite is the flagship show. Will this push Dynamite to be better? I hope so. Man, it's just showing kind of, though, how petty that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are. Because if I was in that boat, if I was a wrestler, if I was an EVP, an officer within a company, I would want to make more money. And they're I should say, just kind of throwing that in the garbage, opportunity to make money with Punk, and I don't understand that. Whatever. Feelings aside, business is business, and do the right thing for business. I don't know, but whatever, kind of on that note, we're kind of running out of time here. So, first and foremost, why don't I wish everyone a happy 4th of July. I'm recording this show on July 3rd, but I know 4th of July is tomorrow. I'll be firing up the grill. We'll be doing some fireworks, so everybody have a safe, happy 4th of July. Celebrate the country's independence. Allows us to do things like watch wrestling. And be sure to check out CrushingKayfabe.com. Crushing with a K. CrushingKayfabe.com. There's links to our other sites there. Check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Patreon.com. For just $1 a month, you can become a subscriber to Crushing Kayfabe, and you can help keep these lights on. Maybe you can help me buy an extension cord so I can put the other light back on here and keep this going. Because my line's been horrible the last few weeks. But yeah, go on to patreon.com, do a search for Crushing Kayfabe, and subscribe for just $1 a month, please. Make sure you give us a like on Facebook, give us a like and a follow on Facebook, give us a subscribe and some likes on YouTube, please, and help us all out. Help us along, and you can buy some of my merchandise at Then and Now, which is in downtown Trenton on the square. Then and Now Flea Market, where you can also buy some handmade goods from my wife. So she has some paintings down there, some various handmade things which are really cool. So check Then and Now out on the square in downtown Trenton. And August 12th, I'm going to be playing there for their anniversary. I did their grand opening when they opened up, and I'll be performing again outside. So if you're in the Trenton area in Western Tennessee, come down Trenton and check out Then Now and come see me play. Say hi and tell me that you saw me or heard me on Crushing Kayfabe. But yeah, check us out there. That's gonna be August 12th. What else? Not a whole lot else, but yeah, everybody keep safe, keep cool. Please, I don't want to hear about anybody blowing their fingers off fireworks. Please just be safe. Keep a bucket nearby, keep a hose on, and make sure you track down all your fireworks after you fire them. So don't be stupid. Just be safe, everybody. I almost lit a tree on fire last year because I shot one of those rockets up straight in the sky, and it had a parachute, and it hooked right onto a branch. So don't be like me. Be smart about it, and just be careful. All right, everyone. I need all you to come back. I got a few listeners, and I need every single one of you. So please be careful and be sure to come back. In addition to that, please, I'd like to say, say a few prayers for the Ukraine and send money to some legitimate organizations that can help them because they need it. Obviously, people of Ukraine are hurting. So help them out, please. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in, and God bless.